All right, guys, welcome back to the finals. It's a best of 5. Well, it's not really the finals of the tournament, but it's the finals of this particular side of the bracket. We already had Trap go through and qualify for the World Championship Finals. Now we have the other one currently underway. It's a best of 5 to determine the last player through the American qualifiers. And spawning here in the top right corner of the map, we have Jin Air's red Protoss Terminator.
In the bottom left as the blue Terran, it's Bbyong.
I gotta ask you really quick, when do you typically put your camera on mine?
When we're in the game.
So did you see it freaking out like crazy before the intro finished loading?
No, because I was late this time.
Damn it.
Sorry.
I was doing a lot of this just to see if you would say anything, like while we were waiting for things.
Nope. Haha.
Okay, well, going back into the game here. Again, this is, for me, it's a little, it's really cool. I'm not at all saddened to be casting these as a fan. I'm quite excited. Terminator is someone I've actually admired for Protoss from quite afar, but, you think it'd be the other way around because of my bias for Terran, right? But again, these aren't exactly the players I was like, my heartstrings were tugging for in this. These were not the two names I sat there and said, like, I really hope they get through. But at the same time, they've deserved it. They're great players, and I would love to see either of them play on the final stage. But man, I am just heartbroken after hearing Bbyong beat Snoot. Like, that just...
Yeah.
I don't know, man. After that game with versus Marine King, I am just straight up sad right now.
It's okay, Rifkin. He has 2 other shots. Well, probably 1 other shot. But it's okay. It's okay. If you want to know how, I mentioned Banshees, but it was I think both the games that he lost, maybe the first game too, but it was just a mech push off of 3 bases and did rely heavily on the both an SCD pool and a Banshees. So it would have been interesting to cast, would have been a different type of TVZ, because we have been seeing a lot of bio play lately, or just very boring mech play.
Ooh.
Bbyong was playing very exciting mech play, but of course TVP, we probably won't be seeing that.
Almost intercepted the Reaper. Nice use of the grass and the watchtower. But to explain a couple things while we just have these slower openings, guys, one of the big things about this, you might be wondering, wait a minute, this is the North American qualifiers. Why am I watching 2 Kespa players go at it? A big part of this is because there's no region lock. These are open qualifiers because, pardon me, Intel Extreme Masters, they want the best of the best for the World Championship Finals. They don't want the best of America or the best of Europe. They want the best of StarCraft 2, period. So every player can sign up for any region. If, let's say, Terminator loses this best of 5. God forbid, don't jinx him, but let's say he loses best of 5. Well, then he can re-sign up for the Korean qualifiers in about 2.5 hours. And if he loses those, he can sign up for the European qualifiers in about 8-ish hours or so. So there's a lot more opportunity for anyone who fails these first qualifiers. And we're going to see a lot of the same names go through each and every one of them, I imagine.
Probably. Anyway. Looks like Snoot won't be participating in the Korean qualifiers, probably for the best. He needs to rest and then take a really, really decent shot at the EU qualifiers. We said about this before, but there's probably going to be less Koreans than that.
Yeah, I mean, the latency advantage is going to be huge, too.
Yeah, it's just, time and latency is going to be absolutely huge. But speaking of huge, Reaper does go down.
That sucks, too. That's... Well, for what he saw... No, I didn't see the Twilight Council, but that's also, you're supposed to come back in at the 6-minute mark. You're supposed to be able to get in there and confirm it's not just the Twilight Council, but it's either Dark Shrine or Blink. So really, really sucks losing that Reaper like that.
Yeah, it definitely does. Now, he will have a secondary scout with this Widow Mine drop, and it is 2 bases, so if it was like a Dark Shrine, for instance... Oh, hey! Huh. Speaking of which, it's a Dark Shrine. The Widow Mine drop will scout this in time to react.
Well, one thing I'm a little bit worried about, this Marine poke might be a little focus on the main, and the Widow Mines, if he drops Widow Mines in the main, he might actually see the Dark Shrine, but the question will be, will that have been too late? Stalker sadly just barely won't die by the looks of it. Oh, maybe! No, not quite getting that last shot from that Marine.
This medevac being just seconds late might be a big deal here. He was, of course, microing with the Marines, so it started just a tad late, and as such, the Dark Shrine might finish. But there's no proxy pylon on the map yet, so the DT will still have to run past, and hopefully this drop will see it at that time where you have like 30, 35 energy, and you just know like okay, don't send the mule down.
This is... Whether it's saving a scan, the mule with the scan or anything like that, it's still frustrating because you'd much rather have a turret, you'd much rather have a raven, but all those options kind of dissipate as you scout this too late.
Yeah, I mean, look at the timing on this one. Like, literally seconds could have been the difference between it finishing and seeing it, and just not quite finishing and seeing it. But I mean, as it is, yeah, the proxy pilot being already down is going to really help out Bbyong. The Widowmine drop itself doesn't go so hot.
No, but it scouts the Dark Shrine, which is definitely, in and of itself, just worthwhile, because now we can start preparing back at home. The proxy pylon finishes up, we have a Dark Shrine coming soon, but a missile turret starts up immediately in the natural. Perfect. And this Dark Templar does not walk past Widowmines and a turret.
You know how many times I've mentioned how it scouts a Dark Shrine with a Widowmine drop before it hits, and it just never happened?
I know, for once you get to be like, yeah, I'm right, and with Korean players too.
Yeah, because it happened all the time when I played on the ladder. I thought it was a common occurrence.
This is really irritating, actually. You can't see this as a Terran player unless you move over to your scout. You can actually warp in Dark Templar on this side with this pylon here. So, while he doesn't get past the initial front part, the turret still provides detection. Will Bbyong take damage from this?
Looks like it.
Oh, yeah, it looks around, but the depot's in the way. Nice block. SCV's pulled.
Interesting.
He's gone for the big drop while this goes on, sadly, so none of his units are at home to defend, and this is a little bit of a nuisance.
Had to pull SCVs, and 2 Marines did pop out to help, but still lost a few SCVs, and we'll definitely want to clear up that pylon. Another drop goes off to the left. Terminator is in position.
Yeah, Terminator will be able to fry this up. So he's got to use them. He's really got to distract in the main before this happens, but looks like he will start to clean up the pylon. I mean, if you could draw the army from the natural towards the main, that drop over the top of the natural will do a lot of damage, but there's no way he distracts with the natural base. This tactic won't work if he goes for it.
He's thinking about it.
He revealed the medevac too. I mean, that hadn't been seen just yet, so now double so where he sends the observer over to check. Actually, pretty key that he saw the observer, so now he starts retreating back out of it. Good moves out of Bbyong.
Yeah. So, Rifkin, say Terminator is, doesn't win this tournament. Would you say that
he'll be back? Yeah. I was thinking about a bad pun about that earlier.
Damn it, Rifkin, you should have said it.
You went with the low-hanging fruit, man. There's so many other ones. John Carter. Okay, whatever.
How are you ever gonna fit that into a cast?
we can nickname a move after it. This is the Kansas City Shuffle.
Okay.
This pylon could be John Cartering. I've got no idea. But there's EC coming down on location. There are already Colossus in play, and for Bbyong's sake, he doesn't really have any Vikings, I believe. No. So taking on a couple Colossus like this early can be quite dangerous. With a lot of Marauders, we saw this earlier today, it can work, but it doesn't happen often. Most of the time it is a 16-something Viking count that'll carry you through to victory. So a second starport on the way. He's going to get 4 Viking production at a time. Looking pretty sweet.
Yep. The last Terran we cast was Cure, and he was also not very drop heavy. I mean, it started off with a drop build, right? But there's no double medevac drops to the left and the right, or dream drops happening yet, and maybe not ever. We'll just be going up to that very big army with double Viking production and abusing that kitchen on Overgrowth.
Ooh. Wow. Hey, an incredibly generous donation comes in, so I gotta make sure I read this out. Gnome John, one of my Patrons actually, with a $75 donation. It says, "You guys are fantastic. Put the money in the tournament fund or wherever. I know it'll be used greatly." Thank you very much, man. We'll definitely put that towards something awesome in the future.
Yogurt bars and Red Bull.
Oh, yogurt bars are so good. I wish I never discovered these.
It's like your Scooby snack.
Yeah, I'm gonna go from spending like $100 in groceries to like $150 in groceries, because I'm just gonna buy like 11 boxes of yogurt bars every time I go now. Oh, my life is over.
Well, they're healthy, right?
Healthier than what I was eating before, yes, but not if you eat 50 of them at a time.
No, it's fine. Get gangrene, whatever. Or scurvy. You get scurvy.
Well, that's a common problem in 2015. Chickenpox and scurvy.
Yes. Well, chickenpox are still kind of.
Yeah, vaccinate your kids.
People who vaccinated chickenpox can still get whatever. Anyways, we do have a drop coming in through the main. So finally, I mean, Cure really did not have a lot of drops going down, but he just doesn't decide to go for it. So never mind. He attempted it though. And it's the thought that counts sometimes.
Please tell
not
me,
often. So.
are you in the anti-vaccination camp?
No, but
Okay,
you
thank
can still
God.
get chicken pox if you get vaccinated, like I did.
Maybe you didn't get vaccinated for chickenpox. Maybe you just told
Wait,
you were.
No, it's no.
No, I'm fully aware. Yeah, you can still get it. But you build the immunity. It helps. Anyways, we'll leave political talks for another time. We're casting StarCraft. 5 Colossus strong and really not many Vikings to speak of. This is going to be really hard for Bbyong to break this army and head on engagement unless he pulls the boys!
Oh my god. Well, it looks like Byung's all about that 3-base all-in. Am I right? Snoop fans high five anywhere? Okay, no.
Okay, well this...
factory. It's going to provide some annoyance to targeting down those Vikings.
Well, the SV's going to soak a lot of these shots. It's working nicely, but he's kiting incredibly well. So the bio's not really following through. He's not melting through anything. The Vikings are still going to try and focus on the Colossus. Guardian Shield helping reduce a lot of this damage, but meanwhile, the Zealots are actually killing a lot of the bio. A Dark Templar was snuck in with this too. Does scan this at the very last second, but I don't think it's going to work out for Bbyong. And Terminator has held this quite nicely.
Terminator just wrecked right there. I mean, Colossus are still alive? That's never good.
A couple of Marauders from behind might pick up one of the... No, okay, they do a lot of damage, but not that much damage. Yeah, all the SVs pretty much fried up in that attack. Good game is called. And game at number 1 will go to Terminator. Why is it going to be Terminate her? Why can't it be Terminate him?